Do you remember the first time you saw a motorcycle and thought, one day I'll own that? Not because you needed it, not because it was practical, but it made you feel something. Maybe it was a sports bike screaming down the road. Maybe it was a Hayabusa bike parked near the college. Maybe it was a traveler returning from Ladakh covered in dust. For many of us, our love for motorcycles started long before we could even ride. And then adulthood arrives. The first salary comes. Now, you finally have enough money to buy your own bike. But that's where the debate begins. Everyone around you says the same thing. Buy a scooter. It's practical. It's comfortable. Why waste money on bike? And honestly, they are right. A scooter is incredibly practical. You can carry groceries. You can ride on office clothes. You get storage space. Traffic becomes easier. It's a machine designed to solve daily problems. But here is a question nobody asks. Should your first vehicle only solve problems? Or should it create memories too? Because when you are in your early 20s, life looks very different. You have very few responsibilities, very few commitments, and lot of time. More freedom. You have a lot of energy. And most importantly, you still have desires to explore. This is a phase when a random message from your friend saying, let's go for 200 kilometers ride tomorrow, can become reality. You don't need weeks of planning. You don't need to ask five peoples. You just put on your helmet and leave. A bike gives you access to experience that many people don't realize they are missing. The destination becomes less important. The ride itself becomes the reward. You discover the roads you never seen, sunrises you never planned, cafe you never find on Google Maps, people you would never meet, and memories that stay with you forever. That's the magic of motorcycles. A bike turns travel into an adventure. A scooter turns travel into a task. Neither is wrong. They simply serve different purpose. Now let's fast forward a few years. You are no longer 22. You have a demanding job. Maybe you're married. Maybe you have children. Maybe you have EMIs, insurance payments, school fees, family responsibilities. Suddenly, your priorities begins to change. The same person who spent lots of time in researching riding jackets is now researching washing machines. The same person who wanted a weekend ride now wants a free weekend. The same person who dreamed of mountain roads now thinks about fuel economy and storage space. And something interesting happens. The scooter starts making more sense. Not because you stop loving bikes, but life has changed. No convenience matters. Practicality matters. Time matters. When you are carrying groceries, luggages, office bag, and family responsibilities, the scooter becomes the smarter choice. And there is nothing wrong in it. In fact, it shows maturity. But here where many people have a regret. They skip the motorcycle phase entirely. They spend their youngest years choosing only practicality, telling themselves, I will buy a bike later, I will go on rides later, I'll enjoy my life later. But later never comes. Because responsibilities rarely decrease, they usually increase. Then another decade passes. Now something else changes. The car enters the picture. The weather outside doesn't matter anymore. Rain, car. Summer, car. Family trip, car. Long distance, car. Comfort begins winning over excitement. Again, nothing wrong with that. It's a natural progression of life. At 20, you want adventure. At 30, you want practicality. At 40, you want comfort. The vehicle often changes with your priorities, and that's the lesson many people realize very late. Your 20s are unique. You can earn more money later. You can buy a bigger house later. You can buy a better car later. But you cannot buy your 20s back. You cannot recreate the phase where a spontaneous road trip feels exciting. You cannot recreate the feeling of riding for hours with no destination. You cannot recreate the freedom that comes before responsibilities arrive. That's why this isn't really a video about bikes versus scooters or bikes versus cars. It's about timing. Every phase of life has its own vehicle. A scooter is fantastic. A car is fantastic. But there is a special chapter in your life where a motorcycle belongs. And if you're currently living in that chapter, don't rush through it. Take the ride, go on the trip, create those memories. Because one day you'll be sitting in the traffic inside a car with AC on, watching a group of young riders pass by. And you will either smile because you have lived that phase, or you wonder what it would have been like. You have got only one life. Don't miss the chapter that was meant for motorcycles. Go live your life. Like, share, and subscribe for more automotive stories.